Hi, this is Miss Serratus. In this video, we are going to review the directions for CMS Computer Store. The first direction asks you to type the worksheet exactly as shown above. So if you haven't done so yet, I ask you to please pause this video and go and type it up. Welcome back. So as a reminder, this video is a companion to the directions. I offer more information on the different steps, so don't skip the video. You really do need to watch the video because the directions only tell you what to do, but the video will provide you a little extra guidance and some tips and hints as we go along. Also, keep in mind that you do not need to watch the entire video at one time and then do the work. I highly suggest that you watch just a little bit of it, pause, do your work, come back and watch a little bit more, pause, and do some more work. So let's get started. We're actually starting with direction number 2, which is to select cell A1, which is right here, and change the font to Bookman Old Style. So I actually have already done that, and I know I did because it actually says Bookman Old Style. But Bookman Old Style is found in the B's. And then direction number 3 is to change the size to 14. So one way to change the size is to go here. The other way is to click on this A. So I've actually already done these steps for you, and I already did step number 4, which is to select A2 and change it to Bookman Old Style size 12. Next, number 5, select range A1 through G1 and merge and center. We actually have a new word here, the word range. Whenever you see the word range, that indicates that you need to select more than one cell. In this case, it's telling you to start at A1 and go all the way over to G1. Now, some students have difficulty selecting a bunch of cells like that at the same time. So here's the trick. First, I click on A1. I make sure to put my mouse in the center of the cell. I hold the click, and then I go ahead and drag across. What some kids do is they'll select A1 and then they start dragging from the side, and as you can see, it messes up the spreadsheet. So I'm going to undo. As a reminder, go to the middle of the cell and select all the way to G1. Now it's asking you to merge and center. This is the merge and center button. There are several options. However, for most cases, all you need to do is just click the button itself, and look at what just happened. It put the title, CMS Computer Store, in the center of columns A through G, and it also merged all these individual cells into one. Now direction number 6 is going to have us repeat that. So I'm going to select A2 through G2, hit the merge and center button, and bam, it is now centered. Number 7. I need to bold and center. I'm going to bold and center B5 through G5 and also B11 through G11. So one thing that I can do is select B5 through G5, press and hold my control, and then select the next row. Now, if you have difficulty selecting both rows at the same time, it's okay. You can just do one at a time. But my trick was to use the control. I'm now going to let go of the control, and I'm going to bold, and I'm going to use this center, and that puts it in the center of the cell. If I accidentally decide to use merge and center instead, I get an error message. Let's just say I ignore it, I click OK. Oops, look at what happened. It deleted my months, and now they're all merged into one cell. But I'm not worried because I could just undo, and all you need to do is make sure they're bold and centered within the cell. Direction number 8, bold and center A5 and A11. I click on A5, press my control, and click on A11. And no, it's not center, my apologies, it's just bold. No centering for A5 and A11. Number 9, we need to change the font color. Select A5 through G5 and A11 through G11. And now what I'm going to do is change the font color. Now, some kids think that this changes the font color. Let me show you what happens if you click on that. It changes the background color. What you want to do is make sure you're selecting the font color, That's this box right here, this button. And please select a color that I can actually see. Yellow or light gray is probably not an appropriate color. So I'm going to go with blue. You get to pick a color. Flip the page. Yes, there is a second page of direction, guys. However, this part here is very important. We're going to talk about how to format numbers, and it's critical that you know how to change numbers in Excel. We're going to start by selecting range B5 through G5, and I'm going to simultaneously select B12 through G12. And the directions is asking me to select the currency style. And if you notice, when I hold my mouse over these buttons, a little box will show up telling me what the name of the button is. And I promise you, if you keep looking, you will not find a button in Excel 2017 that says currency style. What I'm actually asking you to do is apply a $ to these numbers. But the old button used to be called currency style. The new button is now called the accounting number format button. I don't like it. I'm sorry. It sounds too formal, and honestly, I think it's confusing. So I choose to use the old one. I'm telling you right now, that's not the correct way. It's actually called the accounting number format. But when you hear me say, or you see a direction that says apply the currency style, just put a $, please. I click on the $, and look what happened. The column expanded and decimals were added. Now, because all of the decimals are zeros, I really don't need them. So direction number 11 is asking me to eliminate the decimals. You do that by clicking on the decrease decimal button. That's this one right here. If I click it once, it gets rid of one decimal. So I actually have to click it twice, which is why direction number 11 says eliminate the decimals by clicking on the decrease decimal button twice. Moving on. When you do the $, you only do them for the first row of each section. That's the proper business formatting. You don't apply $signs to all the numbers. When you do that, it clutters up the spreadsheet, and also, believe it or not, the $ can be confused for the number 5. We'll talk more about this in another assignment. Direction number 12 wants us to apply the comma style, because if you were writing these numbers in your math class, your math teacher would not be happy if these numbers did not have a comma. So I'm going to go ahead and select the remaining numbers, and then I'm going to find my comma button, which coincidentally looks like a comma. How cool is that? Click on it. That gives me the 2 decimals. So I want to go ahead for direction number 13, decrease the decimals. And this, my friends, is a finished assignment. Now you try it.